think we're Gucci now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Recalc sent me that link already.
Okay, that's the one you need. Alrighty, so whenever you're ready.
Alright, let's do this. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Alright. So, hi everyone. Like I said before, I'm Paperario. Joined with me is a fellow runner of Kirby Yarn. His name is Score. He's also really good at this game. And yeah, we're gonna be showing this game off to you. So, right at the start of this game,
I'm 6 minutes away from his PB.
yeah, it's chill. That's still pretty good in this game. I'm kind of good. Anyways, so we're starting this game off. As you noticed, I'm able to skip the cutscenes. That's just the way Yarn Kirby works. It's super chill. It's really nice that we don't have to watch those cutscenes because those cutscenes are super long. But it kind of balances out with the cutscenes later. Anyways, so we're jumping in this first level. This shows off a lot of the basic movement, how we got the car, and that kind of stuff. You're gonna see when I usually use the whip, which is what I'm about to use here, I jump before doing that. That way I keep whatever speed I have that I had before going into it. Right there what you saw I did is I canceled a ground pound by going into... Oh, whoops. Okay, good. What I did was I parachuted and then I instantly whipped, so I canceled my ground pound. Normally when you land on the ground after doing a weight, you'll have a lot of ending lag, but by doing that you skip that. So yeah.
Alright, for goal game, probably one of the worst factors about this. So for goal game, the peg and the bell have so it's moving, and the fastest way to get a fast goal game is to hit the bell on a certain spot, and it varies throughout stages. For instance, in some stages like lava landing, there's a visual cue or something like that. And if you get the bad goal game, you lose about 4 seconds. And then another thing that factors into the goal game is the bead count. If you have a high number of beads, you're going to be losing a lot of frames or seconds depending on how many beads you have. And from what I've heard, each bead is a frame that takes the result. So in conclusion, if you have beads, then you're good to go, but if you have none of those, that's kind of bad. Yes.
Yeah. So I'll do a little more explaining on that. So basically, for every goal game, there's a specific point that you want to time it at, in order to make the goal game stop quickly. And that it's always constant on where you want to stop the goal game, but the amount of time before you stop the goal game varies depending on the stage. So that's why each stage has its own different goal game, but each goal game is theoretically the same in how you can manipulate them, so that's convenient. And then what Score was saying about beads is also true, but it's not exactly, 1 frame per bead. It also depends on like what kind of metal you get. So for instance, depending on how many like beads you have, you get a medal. So like if I get 300 beads on the stage, I'll get a bronze medal. And when that happens, my bead counts will go up a little bit faster. But it will have to count more beads, obviously, so it kind of balances out. So
you led me to a good point. The bead count changes throughout each stage of when you get a bronze medal, a silver medal, or a gold medal, or even a wood medal. But you're gonna be seeing a lot of wood medals because low amount of beads equals getting some kind of medal. But then you have stages like Fountain Gardens where there's always this transformation at the end, and if you have tank, for instance, then there's going to be a lot of beads, depending on the level layout. How many enemies are on screen.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, so that's basically the way that works. So it's not exactly 1 frame for every bead, but it kind of works on that. The whole system's really complicated. Another runner named Funky Billiards did a lot of work on that, and found out a lot about that, but yeah. That's kind of where we're at. Also, so that stage I didn't really talk much about. That stage is really straightforward. You saw at the very beginning, I just kept a car through the entire stage and just timed my jumps. It wasn't that complicated.
It doesn't really get that much complicated until Big Bean Vine, which is the fourth stage in Grassland, where cycles start to become a big factor.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. Also, I wanted to explain this when I got to it. So when I entered the tank power-up, I actually had a 1-frame window to fire a rocket. It's a very small trick that doesn't really save much time over the run, but that specific instance, it saves like a few seconds if you get it, because there's a wall right in front of you. So if you get the shot, you will skip having to like hit the wall one extra time while you're spawning. So it's kind of useful. This is flower fields. The main gimmick behind it is these flower ropes. What I'm going to try to do here is a specific setup. Okay, I got it. To where I grab that. Ooh, that was interesting. To where I grab those things at a specific point to keep my momentum. But there I jumped a little bit late, so I didn't get up that ledge, but it didn't really cost that much time. And now we're into the UFO power-up. The UFO power-up is probably the worst power-up in this entire game. It's really slow, and also if you run into something, you lose a lot of time depending on what direction you go because of just how bouncy this power-up is and how slow it is to accelerate, which is really unfortunate, but
it's
yeah.
The worst thing in this entire game. Personally,
it's not a fun power-up, for sure.
Oh, wait, yeah. So... Alright, in one of... I believe I did this in my PB. So, if you use 2-player when Kirby is shocking the yellow boxes or whatever, you will be able to use 2-player and skip a few frames of that animation or something like that and get to the goal game earlier than usual, but I'm not sure if that saves time or not because it looks like it does.
Yeah, so yeah, what Score was saying is like basically what you do. We haven't gotten to this yet because I haven't got to the first stage where you utilize 2-player because it's not really worth it yet. But basically what happens is when you are, you're in like this long animation of me like using that spark, and so what you can do is you can spawn the second player, which you'll kind of see that in a little bit. We'll explain more 2-player strats in a bit. But you can do that and you can skip like Kirby's ending animation. The reason I don't go for that is I have a consistent setup for that goal game, and if I was to use 2-player, I'm not sure how my setup would change, so I just opt to like lose a second or so to make sure that I have a consistent goal game.
And also, I'm not sure if the camera scrolls into the goal game.
It might. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know. So in SK's PB it didn't. But...
Yeah, that's what he does. But I don't know.
Wait, can I explain Rainbow Falls?
Yeah, go for it.
Alright, so this is Rainbow Falls. Great level that you... Water, boost thing. So if you go in the water and you... Well, the water makes you go faster, obviously, because it's moving, well, depending on which direction it goes. But if you're moving in the direction that the water is moving, you will go faster. Alright, time for the main part. Alright. This is the penguin, and the penguin is actually a fun transformation in this game, unlike the UFO. So, the penguin has... Alright, this game has this thing that moving slopes makes you slower, so that's why you are seeing me jump almost every slope, if not all slopes. Not sure if I'm too accurate on this.
Yeah, okay, so, basically... something that's been like the theory craft for this game for a long time is slope movement. For the longest time, I basically thought that moving on slopes is slower, just because. Give me 1 second.
Always got to get that goal game.
Yeah, I was focusing on that. So basically, okay, yeah. So, basically, when you're moving on a slope, you're not moving in like a straight direction, like straight left or right. So that's why I've always just assumed that it's slower. But recently I actually found like proof that moving on slopes is legitimately slower. And the proof behind that is that on one of the penguin levels you'll see later, there's like a Beatrix level, which is one of the like apartment dude things, but basically it's like an in-game timer or something, and you have like a specific amount of time to grab a bead. And if you don't jump on any of the slopes, you won't complete the game, but if you do jump over slopes, you finish this thing in about 15 seconds. So it's not like 15 seconds faster to like do stuff like that, but like it is faster to avoid slopes. So that's basically where the conclusion comes from.
The level that Paper is mentioning is an auto-scroller reminder.
Yeah.
Literally an auto-scroller. Okay, so this level is absolute torture to begin with, but I'll explain this. So that you have, alright, so you have the platforming section in the beginning, but then you encounter the balloon Waddle Dees, and they are on a cycle. So as Paper is doing, he is using the two-player mechanic, and this becomes a staple part in the run, as you can use two-player to skip a lot of stuff, and it's neat and awesome. So as you can see here, Paper skips the sequence where you hit the monster to get the door unlocked. But so this level has Waddle Dee cycles, and they can be quite frustrating to begin with because they are really, I don't know how to explain how frequent they come in.
Yeah. So basically, all the Waddle Dee cycles are consistent, but there's one jump in this entire thing that's like really precise, and if you miss the jump, you waste 5 seconds or more, depending on how much you mess up the cycle. But yeah, so that's basically what happened. I did that stage right, so I didn't lose any time, but yeah. Anyways.
I do something different to skip some beads. Where Paper starts to get out Prince Fluff, I just use the jump because, I don't know, I like saving beads.
Yeah, so Score was explaining like the big mechanic of this run. So basically, we use one person, but they control 2 players. So for instance, I'm controlling both Prince Fluff and Kirby. And what this allows us to do is we can take Kirby, and we can grab Prince Fluff, and we can throw him up to areas that Kirby can't jump to, which is what you saw in the last level. I used Kirby to like Fluff up to a ledge that I can't get to, skipping that whole sequence that Score was talking about. That instance isn't very useful. That only saves you like 1 cycle, which is 5 seconds, but you're gonna see some 2-player strats later in the run that are just super significant to the run and like make it much more interesting and also a lot faster.
Boss fights.
Yeah. So after every 4 stages of the world, you fight a boss. This is Fangora. Fangora is really yeah. We will do one thing that most casual players like won't do, and it's coming up right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a fireball and turn it into a yarn thing, or a yarn ball. And basically, what I'm gonna do is after I hit Fangor the second time, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit him with this fireball. And what that's gonna do is, instead of him flying up and over again like he did the last cycle, he's just going to go right into his next cycle, which saves like 20 seconds.
Really, I thought it saved more because I always thought that its flying animation was much slower than what it looked to be.
It is, but it's about 20 seconds. I remember because that's about how much time it saved back before we started using that strat.
Oh, and once you clear these bosses, Paper uses 2-player to quickly cancel the animation of Prince Fluff jumping in. It saves a little bit of time. It's pretty useful.
Yeah, so basically, after every boss, if I'm not using 2-player strats, I'll spawn the second player, and that skips Prince Fluff having to jump back into the animation. It saves 1 second, but it's a little bit less because if I don't use 2-player strats on the next stage at the very beginning, then I have to scroll up and an option to select 1 player, so that kind of cancels out most of the time, but it still is overall faster. Yeah, so you saw it right there. Anyways, so we're jumping into Pyramid Sands right now. There's a cycle I need to hit right here, which is basically just determined on how quickly I get this dash out, so I should be good.
There's also a very, very fun gimmick at you'll see it when we get to it.
So this stage is going to feature the next Metamorphics power-up, which is Truck Kirby. And so
off-roader.
Off-roader? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, because there's actually like Truck Kirby later. Ooh, that was interesting. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is instead of going through this power up with just one person, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spawn Prince Fluff. Whoops. Okay, that's fine. And what Prince Fluff allows us to do is when we shake Prince Fluff's Sweet Remote, we get a speed boost, and this speed boost is actually like really fast. So it's super useful. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna be jumping. This preserves a little bit of the speed that I kept, or preserves a little bit of speed that I had, so I can keep like my momentum for a little bit longer. I also try to grab most of these speed power-up boosts in the air because it gives Kirby like a faster boost, so that's why I do that.
It's always faster to grab the boost, just like it is in a racing game.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure whether this is the only instance of this transformation you're ever gonna see in this run.
It is.
Sadly.
Now that I think about it.
But we got something very similar late into the run, and it's gonna be, like, really cool.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
Just to give you a little hint, it's an ice level.
It's what?
An ice level.
Oh! Okay, I got what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so, I haven't touched on this much yet, but, Kirby's Up Beyond's a really cool speed game, because this game has just about zero RNG. And the instances of RNG are so minor, it's very, very not noticeable. So, this is one of the few stages with RNG. There are going to be these enemies that shoot up, these fireballs that can hit me. And I don't want to get hit by them, because if, I get hit a specific way, I might fall into the lava. So... preferably I just don't get hit, and I got some good luck there, but also played pretty well to avoid those fireballs.
There's also an auto scroller at the end of this, and this is one of the stages that uses some kind of visual cue. And,
Yeah.
and also, I wish this was actually a thing, but moving through the RNG volcano pellets without running into them and losing time.
Yeah. I got fortunate there, but I also, I've gotten really good at reacting to those enemies, so I can do cool stuff like you saw I do on the second guy where I went and maneuvered myself in between the fireballs. Anyways, yeah, so this next section is just vertical. You don't even really need to use the dashes for this section. I just throw in a couple of them, but they don't really even save that much time.
It's just basic platforming with simple speed strats.
Right here, this is a little precise. I have to land on that small edge without hitting the Waddle Dee or grabbing the 500 star patch.
Wait, that's precise? That thing we have to get the
It's not that. It's not that precise, but it's a little bit.
Yeah, because there's like plenty of open space.
There's plenty of space. It's not like a hard jump, but it's obviously like not super easy either. I don't miss it. I haven't missed it in a long time, but you like can miss it. Anyways, so what Score was talking about a little bit earlier is how I use like a visual cue for goal games. Basically, how I was saying that every goal game can be manipulated the same way. You can use a specific visual cue to time a goal game and get a good one. And so what I do on like a lot of goal games, especially in the later half of the run, is I react to where I need to like hit the goal game, and that's what I do instead of trying to like rely on like a setup. Because a lot of the later goal games, like it's not easy to find a setup. Plus, I just haven't messed around with them that much. So that's why instead of using a setup, I use a visual cue, which is a lot more consistent than a setup, in my personal opinion. Anyways, this is Cool Cave, or I think it's just Cool Cave. This stage has about like
Cool Cave.
yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking of. It's just Cool Cave.
Mario.
Anyways,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
it's chill. So basically there's like 4 different like cycles you need to hit. Most of them are pretty easy, but yeah. The stage is like really based on cycles.
I think this is one of the more cooler stages to watch in the game.
Yeah. The stage is really interesting. Right here I get hit intentionally because it gets rid of some beads, which is useful, but I also get up to this section a little bit quicker.
Oh, here's another thing. Whenever Paper like hops on one of them wooden things to swing across, whenever he goes in the car again, the car frame, animation frame will be kind of frozen, but there's some kind of movement between the animation.
I didn't even know about that.
I just wanted to point it out.
I didn't pay that much attention to that. I think I know what you're talking about, but like not exactly. Anyways, so this is like basically drill Kirby. For the longest time I didn't know that you could just hold down 1. So I was mashing 1 and I'd lose time from that, but you can just hold 1 for this power up and it's really good.
Hold 1 to win the transformation.
Destroyer beads are not like bad, but it's better to not get them because basically at the end of the stage it will count up how many beads you got, and the less you have the faster it goes.
As previously stated. Destroyer King, beads are bad depending on the amount you have.
That's what I just explained. Yeah, it's chill.
I just saw that message.
Yeah. Anyways, so I did a 2-player strat on Cool Cave, and I'm also about to do another strat on this next stage. Both strats are actually doable without a second player, but the second player makes them both significantly easier, so that's why we opt to do 2-player strats, because why wouldn't we make a strat easier if we can? Anyways, yeah, so what I'm going to do here at the beginning of Dino Jungle is I'm going to grab Kirby and I'm just going to throw him up a ledge, and it's going to allow me to get this first dinosaur cycle. Yeah. Without 2-player, that strat is much harder to hit. Like, it's almost frame perfect to get it, but it's doable.
Then you got these auto-scroller like dinosaurs, which you can skip like 1.5 of them, because this second one, you won't have enough distance to reach that dinosaur platform up ahead, so you're gonna have to wait for that dinosaur moving platform, sadly.
Yeah. Right there I pick up that 3-star patch, mainly because I can't avoid it, but also it allows me to set up for a visual goal game, which is super useful. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to jump into the water, because waiting for that dinosaur is really slow. And then I'm going to mash through this current.
It's not easy as it looks.
Right there I tried to grab the dinosaur as it was coming down. I didn't know what cycle I was on, but I just thought I'd try it. It didn't really waste time going for it, so it's chill. And yeah, I get here on purpose to lose some beads, and I actually like lost a good amount of beads there. Normally you don't lose that many beads from that. Anyway, so that was what I meant by a visual goal game. I used the 3-star patch to basically know when I should time my upward whip. So that's what I did. What's up?
Paper, I'll be back. I'll be back in a bit.
All right, sounds good. Alright, So we're on to our second boss. This is gonna be the first boss to feature 2-player strats. Basically what I'm gonna do is this boss is gonna shoot enemies at me, and what I'm gonna use 2-player to do is grab 2 enemies in a cycle. So what it's going to allow me to do is, goodness, I cannot talk. Is I basically get to skip a cycle versus if I was doing this with 1 player. You'll see it. It's easier to explain by just showing you. Yeah, this is Hot Wings. Hot Wings with 1 player is significantly harder because you have to manage your yarn balls like really well. But with 2-player it's really easy because you can just have one of the players hold your second yarn ball, which is really nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this guy from behind and then hit Hot Wings.
Dragon Tamer, you're going to be hungry to walk to the next land.
Anyways, right here I'm trying really hard to avoid beads. This is one of the very few bosses where if you can collect enough beads to get the extra patch. Basically the extra patch allows you to go to some extra stages, but obviously since we don't need to play those stages, we don't want this extra patch. So, yeah. I did not get the extra patch there. I was really close though. I wasn't paying that
Speaking
much
of those
attention.
extra stages, there is a category for called all levels.
Yeah.
Which a category no one, not really. People have done much.
Yeah. All levels has kind of been really stagnant.
But at the same time, half of those levels are just auto-scrollers with minimal control.
Yeah. I did the math a while ago. I'm pretty sure 8 of the 14 extra stages you do are auto-scrollers. Which is why I personally don't like all levels as a category. Whoops.
And I even like tested them to see how well I can press 2, and a good number of them I didn't have to even press 2 for. Just to make sure they were auto-scrollers.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going into toy tracks right now. This stage is actually like pretty difficult, so
It involves a very frustrating gimmick at the end, if you're me.
yeah. So coming up I have to time a really precise jump. It's not really precise, but it's pretty precise.
Ooh, you missed one of the jumps, the
Alright.
block jumps.
Sweet, I got it.
I do this stage completely different.
Alright, so I grabbed Prince Fluff there. So I'm gonna use him to throw him up this ledge right here, so I don't have to pull the duck. Whoops, that's not good. Yeah, that's fine actually. Ooh, that's
I'm
actually
guessing you use 1 player in the beginning. Consistent goal game setup.
What's up?
Do you use 1 player in the beginning because of consistent goal game setup?
No.
Uh,
Oh, I just don't think that 2-player strat's that much faster. Plus it makes it harder to do some later stuff. Alright. Please. Nope. Where is it? There we go. Alright. Yeah, my sensor bars are in a weird spot, so that's why it took me a little second to figure out where it was. Anyways, yeah, so even though I made that look pretty easy, that's actually kind of difficult because you have a lot of 2-player throws. And if you miss one of them, you lose a lot of time.
that's toy tracks for you. And this is the train, and whoa.
Oh god, where'd that go?
What happened? What happened?
You'll see, I did like a frame perfect, like,
Oh.
track drawing.
Oh.
Yeah. God, I really...
That's also happened in my TV, so I'm not too surprised.
Yeah, I just wasn't thinking.
I bonked off a wall. is the only minor exception.
Yeah,
If
that stage
you're
didn't go
not-
that. Wow, that
if
stage
you're
did not go well.
Moving along, if you're not moving along the slower, so thank goodness you have that boost.
It actually went pretty badly, but oh well.
Then again, a smooth toy tracks has never been accomplished.
Ugh.
Yo, sub 30 toy track, yippee!
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
I don't know, I just pointed that out.
Alright, so we're jumping into Mushroom Run. There's mechanics for these bouncy mushrooms, or bounceable pads in general. You can either parachute onto them and get no bounce from them. You can jump on them normally and you'll get like a medium bounce, or you can ground pound onto them and you'll get a high bounce. So that's a normal bounce, and then that's a high bounce. What I'm about to do here is I'm going to use the second player to jump up to a mushroom I normally can't get to, and I can get an earlier cycle. Like that. Oh, or not. Oh god.
Oh.
Alright, we're good. We're good. So unfortunately, just the cycle that I was going to get, I got one slower cycle, which isn't a big deal.
Ooh.
And that strat right there is just a little fun stuff to get some like interesting momentum. It's not really that much faster, but it's cool.
Oh, okay, good.
This better be a meme by the end of the run. Just saying, chat. Alright, so we're heading to the next stage. I had Prince Fluff jump there because it allows me Kirby to do just a straight dash. And not really have to worry about like jumping over Prince Fluff, which is useful. Anyways, this is Sweet Park. This stage is pretty decently precise. There's a cycle I really need to get that's like 10 seconds faster, and it requires some precise movements, so hopefully I get it. Oop, that's... yep, not gonna get it. I tried to go for a strat there that helps me get the cycle a little bit, but I messed up. So I'll be wasting 10 seconds here. It's whatever. I sure hope I get the cycle. Alright, I almost missed that cycle. But yeah, unfortunately I was a little bit, pretty slow there, so... it's whatever. The rest of the stage is really straightforward. What I tried to do is that, the donut that I tried to skip is going the other direction, so if you can jump over it, you'll save a few frames, which can be useful depending on how slow you are. So that's why I go for it, but, I just started doing that strat recently, so it doesn't surprise me that I messed it up. Alright, so I'm gonna use this next stage to talk about something that, you know, two things that I should have mentioned like toward the beginning of the run. So Kirby's Epic Yarn is a Wii game, but currently I'm playing it on the Wii U downloaded version, which is like the Wii U virtual shop like buy. And so basically, the Wii U downloaded version has significantly faster load times compared to the Wii version, about 2.5 minutes over the entire run. We don't have an exact value yet, but this run should help us determine how much time it saves. So anyways, yeah, so that saves about 2.5 minutes, so because of that I'm on very good pace to beat my PB and get a world record, but you know, anything's possible. And the second thing is, Kirby's Epic Yarn saves a lot, but if you've noticed, I haven't saved once this run, and that's because when I started the game, I opted not to make a save file, which basically makes the game not save, which saves a lot of time over the course of the run. So yeah. It saves about almost as much time as Wii U digital load save. Anyways, right here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on this guy, and then the symbol, and wait a second, and then jump over to this. Hold up, we're coming to me. I don't know, I think it's a no, it's not tambourine. Fuck, what is it? I don't know. I'm actually kind of embarrassed I don't know the term for that, but oh well. That was another visual goal game.
Sorry, I'm back.
It's all good, man. Timpani. Fuck, that's what it is. I'm so dumb.
Timpani. Man, I wish I was here so I could express music knowledge to the stage.
God, I knew the word, I just could not think of it for my life.
There's timpanis, harps, bongos, I think.
Oh well.
You know, sometimes I question why that stage is in there. It's Treatland after all.
That's a good point. It's kind of interesting, but then again, there's also a stage about mushrooms, so...
I mean, mushrooms could be put into a treat.
You're right. I won't be biased. Alright, so this is Squashini. Squashini is kind of a cool boss. So what I'm going to do on him is I'm not going to get the first cycle. Basically, he's going to do this hat attack. And I'm going to purposely mess it up because if you get a hit here, he'll take you into like this bomb. And you don't want that to happen because the bomb is really slow. So instead what I'm going to do is on his next phase, he's going to throw cards at me, and I'm going to grab 3 cards to do all 3 of his cycles with. So, yeah. I purposely grabbed this hat because that's the fastest enemy to get. I'm not sure if it makes much of a difference, but I do it because I'm pretty sure it's faster. Alright, so here we go. And we're good. Yeah. Sometimes the cards can do weird things and like they'll just go flying and then you'll just like lose your run because of that.
In my PB, 2 of the cards were thrown at the back of the stage, which was great. And the other one I carried, which was also good. The other one.
Yeah.
So there's more stories about the PB legacy.
Okay, so yeah, that's Treatland. Treatland's a very hard world. I did not lose that much time over the course of it, but that's mainly because I got saved by my superior version. But yeah, I missed like 3
cycles are rough.
Yeah, I missed 3 cycles, which would have cost me about like 20 seconds, but I did practically even with my PB here, so kind of funny.
Cycles suck in World 3, Treatland, whatever people call it these days.
Yeah, Treatland's really unfortunate, because if you make like 1 mistake, you don't just lose like half a second, you lose like 3 to 5 seconds, and then 10 seconds if it's the 3rd stage, which really kind of sucks. But it's the game we play.
Then again, I think Sweets Park is like the most forgiving out of all the stages. Stupid mushrooms that make you lose time if you don't parachute fast enough.
I've never had a problem with mushroom
and
run.
everything else, neither have I, but everything else is pretty much self-explanatory.
Alright, so this is the first stage of Waterland. We have to go up that giant thing. which is a little bit unfortunate, but we're about to get into the real stage now. I intentionally bonk on that wall to set up my spacing. It's a little bit faster to not, but it's just a lot easier to bonk there.
This stage is pretty straightforward, I think.
Yeah, except for the two-player strat I did.
Then again, those Wonderland stages are pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Aside from stage 2, I think, because that one introduces a new transformation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So that two-player strat's pretty cool. You can jump over that thing, and it says like a water cycle.
And then it has this weird camera all over the place.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, I did not get into the water.
Because in my PB, the camera was locked back as I went through the last section of it.
For that stage?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think, yeah, because I think I activated the sequence above it and then went down, and that's called like a camera shift.
That's cool. Alright, so yeah, this next stage is really straightforward. I'm literally swimming for a good majority of it, but we will see the next Metamorphics power-up, which I think might be the last one. No, it's not the last one. Scratch that. But it's a new one for sure. So I'm going to turn into a dolphin. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. The dolphin's pretty fast, but it's also like really straightforward because I'm literally just moving on my D-pad for the most part. Also for this water level I'm mashing 2, but you can alternatively hold 2, but mashing 2 is a little bit better because it's about, I think it's the same speed if not faster, but also you're able to change directions and accelerate quicker if you mash 2, so that's why we do it. Ooh, that was unfortunate. So for the dolphin power-up, whenever we need to accelerate quickly, we dash like that. And I did not want to do that. It's kind of hard to control this dolphin sometimes because you're using an up and down plane of the D-pad to try to move in like 3 to like not straight up and down directions, so it's kind of unfortunate, but
then again, same thing can be applied to the yard, because that thing can go in angles too.
that's true. Ooh, wow. Lost a lot of time there. Interesting.
If I can just summarize the water stages, because that's submarine Kirby, and I'm smash to go fast.
Alright, so we're heading into the next stage here. This is going to use a variation of two-player strats, which is kind of really interesting. So what we do is we don't spawn in with the second player, but we immediately spawn the second player, and that's to get them to be on top of our heads. Basically, to make this jump, you need pretty much the maximum height you can do from a two-player strat, which is the way we're about to do it here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump with Prince Fluff to spawn him, and then he's just going to chill for a little bit, and then we're going to jump up on here. And that skips that first beginning section. There's actually a cool strat you can do with one player. You don't have to like make the blocks fall because you can just stay in the background and like float over to the next section. So yeah. I did that a little bit slowly, but I played it safe there. I hopefully should still get the cycle. Alright, yeah, I'm good. Did I get a good goal game? Yeah, that was average. That goal game is really hard because the camera won't pan instantly, and so what that means is like you can't use a visual cue or like a setup because you just have no clue where the goal game is. This sucks, but it's best to try to do that goal game on reaction. But reaction goal is difficult to do sometimes, so.
That's why goal game sucks.
Yeah. Alright, so we got another level of straight swimming, so not much of interest to talk about.
AKA mashing, occasionally using dolphin jumps, but that's not really explanatory either.
Yeah.
I can inherently just name this world half and half with 1 player and 2 player.
Yeah. It's actually kind of interesting. So the 2 stages that are 2 player are actually like really interesting, and then the 2 1 player stages that are just swimming are really boring.
And then you have a stage like this where it has gradually epic music going along with it.
Yeah, the soundtrack for this game is really killer. That's what most people remember about this game.
It's Kirby. It's nothing really new to me, but hey, it's Kirby. It's a good soundtrack.
Yeah. So something you can do on these fire things is you can do like what I just did there was just like a whip cancel. Basically you can get hit while you are unraveling the volcano to make the fire go down. So you'll get hit and lose beads, and you'll also like cancel your animation at the cost of having a slightly longer animation because you got hit. So alright, that actually went really well. Normally I was a little bit slow there, so I thought I was gonna get hit twice, but I actually somehow managed to only get hit once. Oh, I was not paying attention there. I was not supposed to do that. Hopefully I don't get the 500 goal game, but it would kind of serve me right to get it. That's a pretty poor reaction goal game, but it's fine. I ended with a really low beat count, so that's good. Alright, so we're jumping into Paperario. Paperario is a pretty interesting boss. The first phase is pretty boring, but the second phase is kind of interesting.
It's somewhat frustrating too, because if you get caught by one of his sending arms, it's not very something to feel good about. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not fast, and you also kind of kick yourself in the face a little bit.
And then you have the animation that lasts 100 years for Kirby to not get hit.
Yeah. That's why what you're gonna see me do is I'm gonna grab this first ball, and I'm gonna go into the corner, because for some reason these arms just don't know what to do when you're like over here, so they just won't come and attack you on this first phase, or they just move that slowly. But yeah, and then what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna get rid of all the tentacles, because it's just way more consistent, and it only takes a couple seconds to get rid of them, versus you having to like swim around to try to dodge them all. So yeah, so right here I hold on to this yarn ball. That's gonna be important, because what I'm gonna do here is when he spawns, after he does this ink attack, you can actually hit him. So what I'm gonna do is wait for him to spawn and go and hit him and get that. Yeah, and right there I get down to 0 beads because I got nothing else to do in this meantime. This all happens naturally, and that was actually kind of unfortunate. And then right there, you can react visually to which spot Paperario is in, because he's damaged. 555 beads. Let's get it. Paperario. That is indeed correct.
That's on Ducky Splits, for the record.
LOL. That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're entering Snowland. Snowland's actually, like, really decently technical. Pretty much all the stages except for one, which is an auto-scroller, are really difficult, so... yeah. I'm gonna go for a newer strat here. Hopefully I get it, and if not, I don't get it, I can still salvage this, but I might end up losing a cycle. But if I get it, I save like 2 seconds. So, it's coming up right here. Cool, I got it. So I get hit by that snowball above me, and I'm able to get up to this section a little bit quicker. I'm actually really happy I got that, because if you don't get it, you can sometimes miss the next cycle that you're supposed to get, and that loses time. And right there I jump early so I don't get hit by this snowball, and then I can just jump over here. And then I skip this giant snowball. Yeah, that was a perfect stage.
Did you mash through that snowball, or did you just somehow skip over it?
Which one?
The giant one.
I didn't get hit by it. I only got hit by the one snowball, and that was the one that I got hit by intentionally. Yeah, that stage has gotten really optimized.
Well, now that's the one I have to scroll through the VOD through.
Yeah, that's been like the one decent stage I've done in the past 40 minutes.
And that's one of the stages I feel really stupid about, because I didn't know you could use had to mash through stuff.
Yeah. Right here is small 2-player strat. I can use 2-player to skip having to run all the way over to the ladder. And yeah, this is Cozy Cabin. Cozy Cabin has a lot of optimizations in it. So we're going to see how good I can do this stage.
What was that?
That's my brother.
I'm not surprised. I hear my brother too.
Yeah. Right here I can grab this block and skip having to break down those other 3. And I can grab that. Skipping having to like land on the ground there, which is super cool. Right here I'm going to grab his arrow and then throw it at a specific time to get all 4 of those blocks. And then I just hold right there so I can land right on this tree, versus having to like ground pound. Whoops. Oh my god, I'm dumb.
What happened now?
Okay, there we go. I pressed the wrong button, so I bubbled with Kirby instead of bubbling with Prince Fluff. Yeah, that cost me some time, unfortunately, because I did really well on that stage, but it's whatever. Wow, I would have actually gotten a really good split there. Shame, shame. Oh well.
But it's a marathon run.
But dude,
Splits don't matter in a marathon run.
but dude, I want a good time.
Well, then again, world record is actually free with your god tier super fast loads.
Yeah. Alright, so the next stage is an auto-scroller. All that I'm going to be doing is avoiding slopes. That's an Angie, not a bubble. I just refer to it as a bubble, because that's easiest.
Because New Super Mario Bros. Told you that it was a bubble.
Exactly. You understand my life.
Yeah.
And who's going to call it an Angie? Like, that's just fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna call the thing that pops in me. Yeah, thanks, game. Yeah.
I also do my best to avoid beats here. Because obviously I don't want those.
This is auto scroller, so yeah. Aside from jumps.
Whoops. Hopefully that's not an issue.
Angie reminds me of a character from Kirby playing it real lot. Wait, hold on, does the game manual even say? Never seen that phrase. Give me a quick minute.
Alright. But yeah, if you guys need to go do anything, now's the time to do it because nothing's gonna be going on for the next minute.
Well, time to find a PDF of the game manual because I don't have it.
Oh no. Okay, that's fine. That's not the worst goal game.
Oh, yeah, here it is. The...
Ooh, did I get it? I might have got it. So there's an interesting thing you can do that was found by another runner, Funky Billiards, like I mentioned him earlier. If you throw a patch immediately into like the thing that you have to throw it into, what can happen is the camera can snap instantly to you, and I might have just done that. Yeah, like that. Also, so another thing that I should have mentioned earlier in the run, every time I unlock a stage, I move closer to where the like part that I have to throw the patch into is, because that makes the patch have to travel less distance, and I also get closer to the stage.
Huh, so the manual meant Angie, but never in the game it is heard that that hand is Angie. Oh well. But it only says it one time instead of explaining it. Doesn't even show the button press to activate
What
Angie.
the fuck was that? Oh, I really hope I don't
and
miss.
for the record, this was the ice stage I mentioned earlier. Very fast.
Oh, come on, get over there. Get over there.
And this is...
Alright, we're good.
And this is probably a frustrating stage if you want to go very quickly, because you got those annoying blizzards that are going up.
Yeah, so basically, this stage features the really cool one instance of it in the game, which is this sled. And when you go down a slope with the sled, you get a crazy amount of speed. So at the beginning of the stage, I try to keep that for as long as possible, which is what I did. But then I kind of messed up afterwards, so kind of cancels out.
Because cycles are glorious.
Yeah, it's chill.
If we had Kirby's Epic Yarn 2, we should name it Kirby. Beautiful masterpiece.
Yeah, it's unfortunate they don't use that more in the game, because it's actually super interesting. Um,
Come on, Nintendo. I mean, good feel.
Alright, so we're heading into DDD now. DDD's a pretty interesting boss. He's kind of evolved over the years. He's gotten to be really quick now, so... I spawned 2-player there to skip having to scroll down to select the 2-player. And that's because I want to start this fight with Prince Fluff because I want him in a specific position. So yeah, I'm gonna run over here with Kirby, grab that, and grab this. Whoops,
I would
wrong
like to
button.
introduce you to my brothers. Come and see me.
Alright. I messed up a little bit there, but basically what you can do is after you hit King Deity with the ball, you can like... Oh. Alright. Alright, that was really slow, but it's whatever. I managed to not get the extra patch, which is kind of useful. But basically what you can do is you can grab the things that you need to hit King Deity with early by just jumping up to them. So that's what I tried to do there, but I kind of messed up a little bit. Anyways, we're starting this game, and this is where you're gonna start seeing a significant more amount of 2-player strats. One stage in the next 10 stages, including the okay, so there's 2 stages out of the next 10 stages, if you include the bosses that don't use 2-player. So, you get coming up, and it actually makes the last part of the run super technical. So. Many runs have been lost to Spaceland or Dreamland.
Here we are at Future Shitty.
Yeah.
That's what I call it. I hate this level.
Yeah. Well, the Future City got a lot better. I forget who found the strat. I think it was Ducky who showed me this strat. That makes it a little bit faster, so getting the cycle on the stage is a lot easier.
I wonder if Funky is what. Oh, P's offline.
Yeah, so this is just some movement. But right here, what I'm gonna do. Hold on in a second.
Someone said in chat if this was a 3.
Wait, that was close. Yeah, so right there, you can skip most of those puzzle things because you can just jump into the waddles and then you can jump up to the next section. It's on 3 yesterday. This is on Wii.
I think he was referring to Poochie in Yoshi's Woolly World.
Oh, I have no clue. I'm actually on a really slow cycle here, so this could
It's
be bad.
future shit. It's future shitty. I'm not surprised.
Actually, I don't even know what cycle I'm on. That probably
This is
was
the
not-
level that I lost 30 because of how shitty it is.
Oh, okay, that might be bad.
Goodfield was probably thinking, let's throw everything you hate about this game into one level. UFOs, a bad goal game, we got it all.
Go Prince Fluff! Alright, cool. I got that strat. So yeah, we can throw Prince Fluff over and we can get an earlier roller coaster.
Oh, I've seen that before by SK, I think, but he did it somewhat different.
I know. You can actually do the this same strat with one player, and it looks really cool, but it's super difficult. That's why I don't go for it.
One player's already a difficult category. Explain it to me.
Uh-oh. Yep, that is the worst goal game in the game. That cost 4 seconds.
4 seconds is a lot of time.
Yeah, man. It happens, though. Still save time on my PB, though.
And again, that marks my word of how good throw all the shittiest things into a level. Call it future shitty. You got UFOs, you got a bad gold game, we got it all.
Hello. Alright, so this is Tube Town. Tube Town's actually really cool now. Since we've added in a two-player strat that was found a while ago, but it was never really worth implementing just because of how technical it was. But recently I started to use it again because it saves a cycle, so we'll see if I can do it. This beginning is also pretty complex. Ooh, I did not expect to get a car there. That was kind of fast. Alright. So yeah, that was the first two-player strat. Now the next one's a little bit more difficult, but it's actually not based on two-player. It's kind of just some one-player movement. Oh god, that was really close. So I'm gonna grab Kirby right here, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to the right here. Oop, I messed up. Alright, I figured that would happen. Oop, okay. That was interesting. Unfortunately I was a little bit slow, so I got hit by the that spark. But it's whatever. Not quite sure how much time that lost, but it probably lost like 5 or so seconds. Another reaction goal game. I actually might not lose as much time as I thought I would. I mean, I still save time, but that's because we use broken. Yeah.
It's always broken.
Alright, so, we've been using two-player a lot in the run, but when two-player was first introduced, we actually only used it on a couple stages. I think most notably is Dino Jungle and this next stage coming up. This next stage is what started all of the two-player stuff. So basically, back when the world record was like, I was not supposed to. Actually, that's fine. I can do some strats here. Basically, like maybe like 3 or 4 years ago, when I first started running this game, I thought of the idea of like what would happen if there was a way to like skip using the gravity on this stage. And so I thought, you know, what if we use like two-player to like jump up and get to like sections we couldn't get to? And that's exactly how this all started. So as you can see, like I'm just jumping like everywhere with two-player, and I'm skipping using all the gravity stuff. And yeah, this stage saves like a complete like minute in the run, so that's why you know, I got to thinking like, wow, two-player is kind of useful. And then other runners started thinking like, what if we started using this on other stages? And that's when two-player started to go out of control, and two-player became a really interesting like it made Kirby's Epic Yarn a really interesting game because we started to use two-player strats. But yeah, I completely blasted through that level. Normally you would have to like hit like these gravity switches to make the stage have low gravity, but using two-player you can just completely skip all of that. I probably explained that very poorly, but I was kind of trying to focus.
It's mysterious UFO. You don't have to focus. It's 2-player throws.
That's true.
I literally looked away as I did it on my PB.
Ooh, whoops, that was bad. I meant to jump up and do the same kind of thing I did on... for whatever the stage was. But I kind of missed it, so... gonna have to do a little bit of a slower strat here. Whee! Yes, I was the creator of 2-player strats. I was the one who came up with the original idea of doing it.
At first I thought you said I was the creator of this game.
Yep, I created Kirby's Epic Yarn. I'm a genius, guys. Don't question.
If you created this game, you would put the sled in every level.
Well, I wouldn't put it in every level. That would get old. But I would put it in most of the levels. This stage has a little bit of RNG. Those falling fire or meteors are random, and then also the UFOs coming up are random. So
those bullies, the UFOs.
I got really lucky there. They can knock you out of a cycle, but it's rare that that happens. And right here, instead of going below the this circular thing, I can go above it, which is faster because we don't have to like ride on a swingy thing. I don't even know what you'd call it. But yeah, these meteors are also random. I'm kind of surprised I didn't get hit. I should have got hit twice there, but I didn't. This next part's an auto-scroller, so if you got anything to do, you should go do it.
It's a real auto-scroller when you don't have to do anything at all.
Yeah. Right now I just get down to zero beads because that's obviously fast.
This is probably why GDQ rejected this run.
Yeah, we won't go into that. LOL. Anyways,
XD.
yeah, I was talking about stuff, and I don't remember what I was talking about.
I think you were talking like that. You were the.
Oh yeah, so yeah, I came up with the original idea of 2-player strats, but except for most of the recent 2-player strats that are found, I did not discover most of the 2-player strats. A lot of them were discovered by other people in the community.
I was gonna say something, I just forgot word.
This section is actually really interesting at 100% because in 100% if you kill a lot of the enemies and get a lot of the beads, you can actually get a streak bonus that's like really high, and you get a lot of beads for that. So, in 100% this stage is actually kind of interesting. Alright, and this is one of the easiest goal games in the run. You just mash 1. And for some reason I didn't get a good goal game. But that usually works. Alright, we're jumping into Meta Knight. Meta Knight's a pretty interesting boss. A lot of runners in the community complain about Meta Knight, but Meta Knight's actually not that bad. Basically the way Meta Knight works is there's basically 2 different patterns you can get, and it's all dependent on the second phase. But Meta Knight kind of works like a flowchart in my opinion, so you'll see that. It's basically kind of like if Meta Knight does this thing, you do this strat, and if Meta Knight does this thing, you do this strat. And they're both about the same. One of them's like 2 or 3 seconds faster. But yeah. Also, you want to whip Meta Knight when he's in a location you can, because that like cancels his cycle, which is fast. So you see, instead of him like waiting there, the whip just like cancels it, which saves like a little bit of time. Alright, so Meta Knight always does the same thing right now. But from here on it's random. So okay, right there he attacked me, which is good, but it's also not the best RNG. The best RNG is for him to use another ball to attack me. but he didn't choose to do that. He chose to give me the easier pattern. This is the slower one, but it's significantly easier than the other pattern. What? That's a new one. I have not seen that before, but that's chill.
What happened?
I got hit by the tornado.
Oh, so are you doing my style of Mennonite now?
Nah.
I do Prince Swap and Kirby Mennonite because I'm too scared to carry 3 Yarngles.
Yeah, that was a little unfortunate, but it didn't really cost me that much time. Alright, so we're starting the last world of the run, and from here on out, we use 2-player strats everywhere. So.
Cycles are everywhere. Stupid ones, in fact.
Only really Tempest Towers is that bad.
Cloud Palace sometimes.
Cloud Palace can be bad, I guess.
I think I fell off one of the clouds because something hit me, probably. I don't know. Well, let me double check. No, too far back.
Yeah, so I use 2-player to get up there, and I can get a faster cycle on this platform coming up.
Oh yeah, my Cloud Palace was
Yeah, it's right there. I get an earlier cycle, which is useful.
Yeah. I don't know. I take the spear from the Waddle Dee and then throw it at the bear. I always found that pretty cool. Oh.
Yeah, so this is just some basic movement for the next little bit.
And some basic platforming.
Right here, I don't know how it took us this long to figure this out. I mean, it wasn't recently found, but this was found, like, not that long ago. You can grab that one, and then you can jump up to the second tree and get to where you're trying to go. And it took us a long time to figure that out for some reason. Anyways, so this is 2-player tank. 2-player tank is absolutely broken. And you'll see that coming up. But it's really noticeable when we get to Yin Yarn, which is the final boss. Spoiler alert. If you haven't been keeping up with the story of this game, that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, if you've been falling asleep during this speedrun, shame on you.
Yeah, so what we can do is we can spin the second player's remote, and we can get like this twirling attack, which is super useful for sections like this where you got like multiple blocks to take out. You can just take them out super quickly and easily, versus having to take like most of the each individual block out with a rocket. You can just kind of get rid of them all with one swing of the Wii remote. So that attack's pretty broken, but there's also an even more broken attack with the second player, and that's this this fist right here.
You shoot it.
Yeah, so you can shoot out of the fist, and what you're about to see is I'm just gonna kill D&D really quick. That was a good boss fight.
Wait, DDD?
Oh, not D&D. Definitely Wispy. I know my bosses, guys. Don't worry. I also got another worse gold game, but it's chill. Did I not split? That's kind of unfortunate.
Wait, you're using splits for this one?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, you're still a good yeah. my wispy yeah 125.06. Yeah.
I mean, I'm not really doing it like that. I'm just kind of got them going. Alright, so Tempest Towers is a pretty recent 2-player strat. But this is also definitely like the hardest 2-player strat. So we're gonna see how it goes.
It's a very stupid one too. Bit of advice: if you do run this game, please do not do this in your PvP. Just watch mine instead.
Oops, I messed up. That's chill. I'll just get one. I'll let your cycle. Alright, bye, Prince Philip.
Cycle's dead.
Yeah. It's kind of unfortunate. You mess up one thing, you miss a cycle.
Oh, Twitch. Okay, thank goodness. Okay.
Also, you're gonna see I jump up here instead of just floating up. Jumping up's a little bit faster. That goal game has a setup. I missed it just slightly, but it's chill. That was still a decent goal game. LOL. Alright, so we're moving on to Cloud Palace. God, I don't even know. Cloud Palace is kind of straightforward. I use the swinging mechanic to try to get some momentum going, but that's about it. So yeah, you can get some pretty fast speed going off those, pretty much equivalent to your run speed, which is really useful.
Man, I love speedrun.com. They just killed all your times for your splits on your 132.
What happened?
On your 132,
Yeah.
it doesn't show duration or finish that on the splits thing.
What? I'm gonna have to look at that.
I don't know. I just went to splits.io. I just forgot that I split at when Kirby's dance finishes because I don't know.
Mayday. Alright, we're good. Alright, that was a little interesting toward the end, but yeah. So yeah, we got another auto-scroller.
Oh, I'm not signing to my Twitch account.
Destroyer, my PB is a 132.38. Which also happens to be the world record. There we go. But yeah, if you were paying attention, you might have noticed I said every stage in Dreamland has a 2-player strat, but I haven't even spawned Prince Fluff yet. That's because I wait till the very end to spawn Prince Fluff and I use him for the boss fight. Spoiler, we're about to fight a boss. And basically this allows me to do double damage to this boss, which is kind of fast.
It's Galga at the end.
Whoops. Yeah, that goal game is pretty hard to do because the camera doesn't move immediately, so it's really hard to time that goal game.
It's Secret Island's goal game, brother. It's this one.
Where you just can't see anything.
Yep, now Spiro comes splits. Not showing my best 7 when it isn't golden.
Funny. I did not remember. Oh yeah, I do remember missing this up in my PB. Alright, so Castle DD, this is the last normal stage of the run. And this stage is pretty technical too. Got some cannon shots. Jumping on some cannons. We got a pretty difficult cycle to make, so we're gonna see how this goes.
I wonder if 129 is possible at this point.
That's what I'm wondering. But I don't know. I made a lot of mistakes this run, so...
If it's possible, I'm gonna pop off at the end. I'm joking.
Oh, this run? No. Definitely not this run. I actually think I just missed the cycle because I messed up the cannon shots there. But it's chill.
Oh yeah, this stage lagged in my nose. Thanks, Wii console.
I'm actually not even sure if that's the cycle I normally get or if that was one cycle behind, but we're just gonna go with it. Alright, so right there I used the second player to jump up, and now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get on the second player again and jump up here. Oops, messed that up.
Wait, you can skip the swing? That's
Yeah,
new to me.
you can just jump straight up.
Oh, now I feel even more stupid.
Yeah, the swings are definitely a lot easier, but you can just jump straight up. Alright, so we're going into Yin Yarn, the final boss. So whoever's doing time, you should get ready on that pretty soon.
I'm hanging out.
Yeah, sounds good. It's pretty easy to hang out while you're watching this game. Ugh.
Also, if you are watching this game, run this game, we need of this awesome, amazing game.
Alright. So here we go with Yin Yarn. Yin Yarn's got some really cool strats that are pretty risky, but I'm just gonna kind of play.
It's basically Mega Man with the boss rush in the beginning.
Yeah, so we get to fight 2 old bosses. We fight Fangora and Kapamari again. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab Prince Fluff, and we're going to throw him up into there.
Poor Prince Fluff getting hit by all those.
Yeah, so if you notice I threw Prince Fluff over to the right side. I normally don't do that, but it's a lot easier if Prince Fluff is on that side. Thought it was that one, but I wasn't sure. Because as you can see, he spawns the next door over here. And then I throw Prince Fluff away because I don't need him right now. then I purposely have Prince Fluff fall down here so that way these homing enemies will attack me. Alright, that was good. I intentionally moved a bit to the left there because basically whatever side you're more on, the enemy that you need to attack Yin Yarn with will appear on the other side. So if you're closer to the left side, he'll be on the right side, and if you're closer to the right, he'll be on the left. Bye, score.
No, no.
Alright, so we got the final boss, or like the final boss. This is, as some runners like to put it, Mega Yin Yarn.
Also, I'm not leaving just yet.
So, we use this fist, and this fist is broken AF, so...
Say hello to the fist. That thing's broken already.
Alright, that's Yin Yarn. What I did there was I was angling up so I would hit him with my rockets, and then I was spinning the Wii remote. If you could see my player cam for when I'm doing that, it looks really funny, but it's the sacrifice, you know, we have to pay to go fast. Alright, and time is coming up right now. Alright, y'all.
Let's see, 1:30.
Here, sorry, 1:31:43.
Yep, that is a new world record.
Wait, isn't that the... Wait, don't you stop time at the transformation pole?
Yeah.
Or is that different?
No, I timed it at the same time.
Alright.
I have my own timer going and I stopped it then. So yeah.
Anyway, world record.
Yeah.
Really, dude. Let's go. The Wii U load time is just OP, I guess.
Yeah.
Really?
That definitely saved me. Cause I mean the run still would have been decent. It probably would have been a high 133. Because I saved a minute over my PB, and if Wii U load time saved about 2.5 minutes, that would have meant I would have been a minute and a half behind, which would have put me around either a low 134 or a high 133, which is still like a really good time. But yeah, that's Kirby's Epic Yarn, y'all. I hope you...
Yeah, check this boy out on his Twitch page. He'll be... I mean, I'm sure you'll be running it soon-ish at some point, driving that back down with the new load time stuff, yeah?
Probably. Now that I'm done with Degen Josh runs, I might go back to 602 prep, because that's what I'm planning on doing next, but... We'll see if I still end up doing that. If I don't end up doing the 602, then yeah, I'll be driving this back down, because, this game has a lot of potential to go. So.
Oh, and on a final note, this game rewards you with the best credits music ever.
Oh yeah, this credits music is really good.
For sure.
Alright, but yeah, I've been Paperario, guys, and I hope you enjoyed this run.
I've been co-commentating, and I am Score.
Yeah, guys, go check out Score. He's also really good. He's a coming up runner, and he's gonna be good.
I haven't been playing this game for a while, so I may be getting back into this over the summer. I haven't had much time playing this.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
he's good. He's one of the few top runners of this game that doesn't just do one run and quits. So he's a good.
Oh yeah. Message the Funky Billards. I'm going to get that PD back.
So, we'll be right back with some Bayonetta, and stay tuned.
Stay tuned.